Hello, I'm R.M. Seidler, author extraordinaire.
And I am Helen Jetter, the dyer behind Pixel Sheep Fiber. And we are Quills and Needles, and this is our 4th episode. Welcome to episode 4. What are you drinking today, Becca?
So since it's daytime, as you can probably see from the nice light we're actually getting, so I'm actually drinking my caffeinated tea today. I'm drinking my favorite tea from my favorite tea house. Sound obnoxious every time I say it, but it's called Mariage Frère. It's a French tea company. It's cute. Comes in a cute little tin.
Is it from France?
Yeah.
You get it from a tea house in France?
This tea house is really cool because what you do is you buy your favorite flavor and your tin, and then once you finished it, you go and you can actually buy a slightly cheaper version of it that you put inside the tin, and they have little nooks in all of the big French department stores. So the French version of I don't even know the big storefronts anymore, like Macy's.
Oh.
And so you go and you do your shopping and you refill your tea. And this one is called Marco Polo, and it's a fruity and flowery black tea.
Ooh, I'll have to try that the next time I'm at your place. That sounds really good.
Yeah. And drinking it in my new Quills and Needles mug.
Nice. I really should have coordinated. I did not use my new mug. I'm using my old standby Yeti mug, but this thing keeps coffee cold forever, which is what I need. I'm still working on my morning coffee. It's just a iced Americano, and today it is beans from J5, which is a little roaster in Leavenworth. My husband and I, when we go places, our souvenir, we like to pick up coffee beans because we're avid coffee drinkers. And so that was our souvenir from Leavenworth this summer when we went there for our anniversary. So it's pretty good. It's a little darker than we usually drink, but so I'm drinking J5 coffee from Leavenworth today.
It's a lovely souvenir because then you get to enjoy it a number of times and it reminds you of it. And if you really love it, it's a good excuse to go back and get more.
Yeah, or I mean, with the internet, you can order anything to be shipped to you, really. But yeah, it's fun. And then we don't have a bunch of stuff around that we don't want, I guess. That's kind of what we started doing. It's fun. Kind of like you got your tea from France. I got mine from little Bavaria. Made up north.
You might want to explain Leavenworth to people who aren't familiar.
Oh, so Leavenworth, Washington, the little tourist town in the North Cascades that is all German Bavarian themed. They have a lot of German food. Everything has to be done in the wattle, and I'm forgetting the name. I'll write it down below. It's a specific Bavarian architecture style. Everyone would recognize it, I'm sure. And yeah, so the whole town was kind of feeling it was a logging town, and then they decided to basically reform their town as a tourist destination, Bavarian themed, and it's done really well. It's a really cute place to go and visit. In the winter, they do massive amounts of lights, and I want to go for Christmas, but it's really pretty. It's a beautiful place. Beautiful place. But good coffee.
Good to know.
Yeah. So we went in the middle of July, so it's been a bit, but it's fun. So, have you been working on anything new or exciting, Becca? Any new projects?
Nothing new. Just the continuation of this either very thick sweater or very thin shawl type. So, been enjoying knitting on the round now that I feel like I'm finally getting a hang of it. It's definitely easier to transport, and we waited in a very COVID-friendly line at a comic book store for a sale last weekend, and it was easy enough to actually stand in line and knit in line. So that was perfect.
Not losing needles.
That's definitely been nice. So yeah, it's just a continuation of that. How about you?
I don't think I have any new cast-ons. I've been working. No, I do have one new-ish cast-on. So I was working on my Halloween socks. I finished those, so they'll be my only finished object. But I had a little bit left over, so I split it into 2 teeny balls, and yarn everywhere. I'm knitting another pair of striped Halloween socks for my oldest for fun. I don't have enough for another pair for myself or for an adult, but so we're gonna have matching socks.
That's adorable.
And then I have been making progress. The Crazy Sock Lady does 30 minutes of sweater knitting every morning, and so I've kind of taken that because it's a really lovely way to start your day. And then you make sure you get your sweater knitted in before you start all of the other projects. So I've made progress on the Cozy Hubby.
Wow, you made good progress.
Yeah, I have a couple more inches before the ribbing, and then onto the sleeves and the cowl. So.
Wow.
We're getting there. Not in too much of a rush though, because my husband is building our bed. We have it up on a frame and the legs are all done, but the outside like finishing of our bed was supposed to be done 2 years ago, and he just hasn't gotten around to it yet. So he's been really wanting to. What?
Children will do that to you.
It's true. But I told him he could have his sweater when my bed was done. In my defense, I scrape my leg on the side of the raw wood all the time, and I'm kind of over it.
That's fair.
So, yeah. So I've got a little bit of time, unless he starts building a bed. Well, no, we have everything. We have everything to make it. He just has to finish it. But he's been busy right now because we're building a desk for my son, because he starts school next week at home.
Oh my God.
And he needs a place to do that. And desks are not, children's desks in particular are hard to come by right now. As you can imagine that they're hard to come by. Anyway, my last project that I started it a long time ago. I may have shown it on the podcast before, but I really haven't done anything with it for a month or two, is the Comfort Fade Cardi that I'm working on. That's actually a friend. So I just started, I'm almost ready to split full sleeves, but I started the fade, so you can kind of see the fade there.
That's pretty.
So this top color is my Lorelei colorway. And I'm fading into a color that is basically a darker version of the Lorelei. It's not up in the shop or anything, but it's a pretty green. That's just darker. And I'm still trying to figure out I haven't dyed up the yarn that I'm going to fade to after that. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I might go gray, or I might try to go darker still. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. Stay tuned. I don't even know the answer. I'm excited to find out too.
So what have you been reading lately?
Grab my stack of books. So after your rave reviews of Raybearer, I had to go get it. It's so good. And can we talk about this cover art? It's beautiful. So I don't know if many people know this. My husband's in video game design, so we are around a lot of really good artists a lot of the time, and so things like this are it's amazing. This is it's so beautiful. The art, the graphic design, all of it. The book inside is also amazing, not just the outside. I could not put it down. It was great. So I'm ready for the next one. Can you tell Jordan to?
It's up to her publisher now.
Well, they should hurry up.
And while I'm mentioning beautiful covers, the British cover is really pretty too. And I'm like, I need an excuse to go to Britain so I can pick it up. I know I could have it shipped here, but I just need an excuse now, to go to Britain and pick up a copy.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's really pretty too.
Why did they get a different cover?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
If they're special.
So then I'm actively reading 2 books right now because I'm weird like that. After reading Persuasion, I was going through my old classics and picked up my old decrepit college copy of Middlemarch.
Oh, Middlemarch!
Yeah, so I'm reading Middlemarch again. I read it for a college class, so I'm getting to read it in a different way, which is kind of nice. Like, just read it to enjoy it instead of read it to analyze it, if you will.
Makes a huge difference.
It does. So I'm reading that, and then last but not, we'll see if this comes across because it's backlit. So I am reading Seeing Red, book 1 of the Red Survivor series. My father-in-law wrote this book by Ron Jetter. It is available only on the Kindle right now, which is why I have it on this. Does that come across? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like the cover. That's fun.
Yeah. It's a science fiction novel set around the Hanford nuclear site in eastern Washington, which is where I didn't grow up at the Hanford site, but I grew up near there, and about a group of engineers that work at Hanford and travel to Mars. So that's been interesting. It's it's a fun read. I recommend it so far. I'm about a third of the way through, I think. So
we'll add it to the very long list.
Yeah, this is his first novel, but he wrote all the time for his job for the last 40 years. So it's really good so far. I'm enjoying it. How about you, Ben? Anything that you've been reading?
I splurged and I bought myself the Fowl twins because I grew up loving Artemis Fowl. It's been sitting on my shelf waiting. I'm actually on a staycation right now for 5 days. And so this afternoon, I have some delicious cookies I've been saving, and we'll delve into that before the next one comes out, I think in 2 months. So I've been a little afraid to get into it because I love Artemis Fowl so much that it's hard for me to imagine a series where it's the same universe and it's his siblings, but it's not Artemis or Holly. So we'll see.
Oh, is it a new series?
Yeah, it's Artemis's twin brothers. So yeah, it's completely different, and but it's still, Eoin Colfer is one of the funniest authors I've ever read, so I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. It's hard to get to start. But I've just honestly, I've been really busy with work and a new job and working 9-10 hour days, and then I've been prepping for almost a month. Actually, that's not true. I've been prepping for multiple months for a Twitter event that happened yesterday, and it's called Pitmad, or short for Pitch Madness. And each author is allowed to pitch an unpublished book. You have 3 tweets that you can use to promote your book, and as long as you're using the appropriate hashtags, literary agents, editors, and small publishing houses actually sort through the tweets and look for something that's interesting to them. And if it's interesting, then they will favorite or heart the tweet, and it's an invitation for you to query them. Unfortunately, or fortunately, with COVID, a lot of people have been writing books, things that have been on their bucket list, things they've been dreaming about. And so this Pitmad was really, really saturated with some really fantastic tweets and books, but it was difficult to rise above the sheer amount of thousands and thousands of queries online.
Yeah, didn't you say like 200 some odd thousand at least?
78. actually 1,000, 100,000. It was like some obscene, like, and I mean, some of that was the retweets, and some of it is, again, you get 3 tweets per book. But just the sheer amount of tweets going out yesterday was crazy. So a lot of literary agents said, I didn't see as many as I could and we would like. So, if you think we're still a good fit, feel free to query.
Yeah, I'm sure they're working their butts off trying to comb through, and that's going to be a big job for them.
Oh, I can't imagine, just because I follow a number of agents on Twitter, and just they'll say, oh, I just opened up my email and I have 100 new queries that came in today. So it was a little bit discouraging at first, but I got to meet a lot of other writers on Twitter, and it was really good practice on how to narrow down an entire book into essentially a tweet to 3 tweets. So you really do learn what is important about my book. So now I'm almost ready for the querying process.
Nice. Do you have a list of agents that you're planning on querying, or how far into that process are you personally right now?
I have a list. I have a query letter. And as I was starting to put queries together this morning, actually, I saw that 3 of them are now requesting synopsis, which is a 2-page gist of your entire book, everything. And I hate synopsis. I hate writing them. I don't like reading them. And so I'm going to have to work on that this weekend before I send out query letters. I know what I'm doing this weekend and finishing up after our podcast with my tea.
Nice. Any other life updates from the past couple of weeks, or you've just been kind of busy with all your query letters?
Yeah, getting ready for querying and, learning a new job. So coming home and just basically collapsing.
Yeah, I went to my first COVID wedding. It wasn't my wedding. My sister-in-law got married. So it was super small. It was fun though. It was different. It was interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, well, glad they did it.
Yeah, just knitting and getting ready for school. Oh, I forgot to show my socks.
Show your socks.
My socks. The infamous socks. They're done.
They're so cute.
I love them. It would cool down because we're supposed to get a heat wave this weekend. So I will not be wearing them or any of my sweaters.
I thought we were done, and then surprise, more.
It was starting to cool off. It was starting to get crisp in the mornings, starting to cool off, and then the weather's like, it's going to be in the high 90s.
Like, what?
But why?
We're September now. This is my fall season.
Are we there yet? No.
No.
Not quite. We have it's not fall until the 21st. It's fine. It's still summer. Oh.
At least I had my first pumpkin spice latte last week, and I would be lying if I didn't tear up just a small bit. It's like my first sip of pumpkin spice.
Yay.
So yeah. But yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna go delve back into writing a synopsis, and I think I'll take a couple week break before my next project.
Nice. Yeah, relax, enjoy yourself. Yeah, we're just gonna get ready for school, building desks, making sure we have all of the supplies that we don't know we need yet. I keep joking, like I want school to start so I can plan how to deal with school because we have no information. So
I feel like I've heard quite a bit about that this week, just from like parents all over.
Yeah, none of us knows what to expect. So, yep, just hanging on for the wild ride. So we'll see if I look put together on their next podcast, or if my hair is like sticking out the sides. And we're doing fine, everybody.
It's okay.
Everything's all right. No, I think it'll go well. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. It was lovely chatting with you, catching up.
Same.
Good luck on your query letters and synopsis.
Thank you. And for you and everybody who has children watching, good luck going back to school at home.
I think it'll be good. I'm positively optimistic
Good.
about this coming school year.
Good.
We did okay with the end of last year, and it can't be worse. So I keep telling myself it cannot be worse than the end of last year, because it just can't be. So
no, and it can only get better. And I'm sure the first couple weeks will be a little bit rocky, and then they'll find a hopefully.
But I think from what I have heard, I think they're planning for that. Like they're planning for the first few weeks to be a little bit rough and working out the kinks. So it's not like they're gonna come in blazing, going, "You will figure this all out and have this all complete right now."
Right now.
Right now. We start with hard math in French.
Oh, in French.
In French.
All right. Well,
so
enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of this gorgeous day.
Yes, have a wonderful Labor Day. Long weekend. Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yay. Until next time.
Bye. Bye.